By 6:45, we had things pretty well wrapped up. I went upstairs to take a shower, and that's when I saw the message written on the inside of the bathroom door. Some moron had scrawled, "Hi, Rodrick." I tried scrubbing the writing off with soap and water, but whoever wrote that thing must have used a permanent marker. Mom and Dad were going to be home any minute, so I thought we were doomed. But then Rodrick had a genius idea. He said we could switch the door out and replace it with a closet door from the basement. So we got some screwdrivers and went to work. We finally managed to get the door off its hinges, and then we carried it downstairs. Then we got the closet door from Rodrick's room in the basement and brought it upstairs. We made it with no time to spare. Mom and Dad's car rolled into the driveway right when we were tightening the last screw. You could tell they were pretty relieved the house hadn't burned down while they were away. I don't think we're totally out of the woods just yet, because with the way Dad was poking around tonight, I'm sure it won't be long before he figures out about the party. Well, Rodrick might have lucked out this time, but all I can say is, he should be glad Manny wasn't there to see the party. Manny is a huge tattletale. In fact, he's been telling on me ever since he could talk. He's even told on me for stuff I did before he could talk. When I was a kid, I broke the sliding glass door in the family room. Mom and Dad didn't have any evidence that I was the one who did it, so they couldn't peg it on me, and I was in the clear. But Manny was there when it happened, and 2 years later, he squealed on me. He said, "Bubby would walk at big window." So, after Manny started talking, I had to worry about all the bad things he saw me do when he was a baby. I used to be a big tattletale myself, until I learned my lesson. One time, I told on Rodrick for saying a bad word. Mom asked me which word he said, so I spelled it out. And it was a long one, too. Well, I ended up getting a bar of soap in my mouth for knowing how to spell a bad word. And Rodrick got off scot-free. Tomorrow, I have an English assignment due where I have to write an allegory. That's basically a story that says one thing but means something else. I was having trouble getting inspired, but then I saw Rodrick outside working on his van, and I got an idea. Rory Screws Up by Greg Heffley. Once upon a time, there was this monkey named Rory. The family he lived with loved him very much, even though he was constantly screwing things up. One day, Rory accidentally rang the doorbell, and everybody thought he did it on purpose, so they gave him some bananas as a reward. Well, now Rory was going around thinking he was some sort of monkey genius or something, and one day he heard his owner say, "My dang car is broke." So Rory's primitive mind raced to formulate a plan, and here is what he eventually came up with. Rory, fix car. Rory worked all day and all night, and to make a long story short, the end result was not a fixed car. After it was all over, Rory had learned a very valuable lesson. Rory is a monkey, and monkeys don't fix cars. The end. After I finished my paper, I showed it to Rodrick. I figured he wouldn't get it, and sure enough, I was right. He only said, "Monkeys don't understand English, stupid." Like I said before, Rodrick knows he's got me under his thumb with this secret thing, so I have to get my licks in any way I can. We made it with no time to spare. No time to spare.
No time to spare. No time to spare.
We made it with no time to spare. We're totally out of the woods just yet. Out of the woods.
Out of the woods. Out of the woods.
We're totally out of the woods just yet. Rodrick might have lucked out this time.
Lucked out this time. Lucked out this time.
Rodrick might have lucked out this time. He's been telling on me ever since he could talk. Telling on me.
Telling on me. Telling on me.
He's been telling on me ever since he could talk. And Rodrick got off scot-free. Scot-free.
Scot-free. Scot-free.
And Rodrick got off scot-free. And to make a long story short, and to make a long story short,
and to make a long story short, and to make a long story short,
and to make a long story short, Rodrick knows he's got me under his thumb with this secret thing. Under his thumb.
Under his thumb. Under his thumb.
Rodrick knows he's got me under his thumb with this secret thing. So I have to get my licks in any way I can. Get my licks in.
Get my licks in. Get my licks in.
So I have to get my licks in any way I can.